Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Sylvania 400 watt Deluxe White Mercury Vapor Bulb. I picked this up a couple weeks ago at the Restore for a whole $5. Not a bad deal at all. It's getting harder to find Mercury Vapor Bulbs, as you know. So whenever I find them for a decent price, I'm most certainly picking them up, especially higher wattages like this. So, this seems to be a little bit of an older Sylvania designed package, but I do believe it's not a older bulb, and you'll see what I mean in a bit. Anyway, this is the front of the packaging. We can see someone wrote new on the upper part of the package here, so maybe they had a whole bunch of them or something. And obviously the bottom here has been taken apart in some type of way, so they had to tape it up. We have our ED 37 in shape bulb, as you can see there. On the side of the packaging, we have some information about UV exposure, which I'm sure is the same information we have over here. Satisfaction guaranteed. Now, what I'm talking about is that this does say made in China. And I'm not sure if these bulbs, this 400 watt variant, were always made in China, but I know when they switched, the etch kind of changed a little bit. And this seems to have the older style etch on it still. With that being said, let's go ahead and open it up here. We do have a nice sleeve in the inside to help protect the bulb. And here is the bulb. Now, what makes this seem older to me is the etch here. It's still kind of an older Sylvania font. The newer ones, if you've seen them, it's kind of a thinner font, slightly different variation of the etch here. And we still have a brass base. I know with the 175 watt versions, they eventually went to what looked to be an aluminum or something other than aluminum type base, but this still has what appears to be a brass base. Inside, we can see our arc tube. There you go. Our electrode there at the bottom and starting electrode on the right. It's very hard to see, but it's right there. Our dimple at the top. Of course, our etch again. I wonder what RP stands for. I'm sure somebody can let us know in the comments down below, but other than that, it's in very good shape. I mean, it is brand new. So, before we turn this thing on, if you haven't seen one of these before, here is a size comparison to a standard A19 60 watt incandescent bulb. It is most certainly big. So, let's go ahead and get this thing in a fixture and get it turning on. Okay, so we got the bulb in our fixture here, so let's go ahead and turn off our lights. And before we turn it on, we do have 2 lux registering on our meter on the floor here from the window. So we'll have to factor that in while we're taking our readings. So let's turn it on. In 3, 2, 1. Beautiful pink. You know we got to get a reading right there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it from this other side, just to make sure we don't get the window in there. We're currently at 119.1 volts, 3.9 amps, 113 watts, and a power factor of 0.23. The pink has gone away, and of course we've started the warm-up process. Love the look of the ED-shaped lamp in this fixture here. Such, a lot of memories there with these high bays and gymnasiums and things like that. Metal halide, naturally, but with the ED-shaped lamp, I didn't see him too often with the BT, but at the time when I was in school, Sylvania was still making the 400 watt metal halide in a BT 38 or 37 shape there, before everything really transitioned over to these ED shaped lamps. So let's get another reading here. And I'll save that. And this is going to take a little bit, so as always, let's let it warm up. Okay, so it appears that we're at full brightness now, as our lux meter and watt meter have both leveled out in their readings. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say and how well it's lighting everything up. Our lux meter is located 9 feet away from the bulb, and we're at about 444 lux, I'd say, minusing off the light coming in through the window. And of course, we have our watt meter here on the wall, and we're currently at 427/28 watts. It kind of hovers around there. So let's take a look here. We're at 118.4 volts, 4.03 amps, 427 watts, and a power factor of 0.89. Of course, it's lighting everything up really nicely. I always like the color of mercury vapor light. And you can tell it's mercury vapor. You got a lot of UV coming from this too. You can see it in the paper on the door here, the flag over here that's white. It's making it fluoresce, like a black light blue bulb would. So we definitely have that mercury vapor going on. But it lights up the garage here really nicely. It's a nice spot for this high bay fixture, as it, evenly distributes the light for a working area. The spectrum of the bulb right after turn on. The spectrum of the bulb during warm up. And the spectrum of the bulb at full brightness. The CRI of the bulb right after turn on. The CRI of the bulb during warm up. And the CRI of the bulb at full brightness. The white balance of the bulb right after turn on, the white balance of the bulb during warm up, and the white balance of the bulb at full brightness. And there we go, our Sylvania 400 watt Deluxe White Mercury Vapor Bulb. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Mercury and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.